We're spending a week here in Tel Aviv, and we're trying to do a lot of community service. So what we're doing here is talking to some Holocaust survivors and hearing their stories and talking about life back when the Germans were in power.
I was in Auschwitz, and I was in a few of the worst camps. I'm glad they come to visit us, and I hope that some of them will stay here whenever they decide to do so.
We're at a senior home talking to Holocaust survivors and understanding more about how they live their lives here in Israel, why they've come here, what they're doing, and how really we can take the messages that we're learning here back home to work on community service aspects there.
So what do you want to teach these young and inspired and motivated kids?
That they should come back and they should remain Jews.
I think that it's very much connected with the story of modern Israel and modern Jewish history, and part of the reason why we are here today. And certainly as this population is dying out, that it's much more important, and these teens are very much aware of how important it is to meet with and hear the stories firsthand and firsthand accounts.
The Holocaust has profoundly altered the way I see Judaism, or that I approach my Judaism and my culture, and how I'm proud of where I come from, my ancestry. So hearing this is just a reiteration of why I'm so proud to be a Jew and why I feel God's presence.
They don't like to say that Israel was built because of the Holocaust, but that was a big cause, like a big factor in a lot, like for the world community to create a Jewish state. And I think it's really important to realize that, and speaking with these people who are kind of old and this is their story is really important.
It's part of a year-long program where we have teens that are carefully selected from 16 communities all over the US, Canada, and Israel. And throughout the process, we work with them on their leadership skills, community service, their Jewish identity, their connection to Israel on both sides of the partnership, both the Israelis and the North Americans. And throughout the year-long process, they're doing projects and going to workshops and retreats. And the Israelis all come to their partnership community in North America in the spring for a couple of weeks, and they stayed in home hospitality and did community service there. And now during the summer, all of the North American groups came to Israel for 3 weeks.
With Dior, we have 3 weeks. The first is touring around all of Israel, which was really nice. The second is an international congress. The third, which we're at right now, is a home hospitality. So I'm learning exactly how one of my best friends lives his life in Israel.
We have kids from extreme secular families to modern Orthodox families. We want them to learn from one another and be strengthened by their diversity.
Israel itself, what brings me here is to truly find that connection that I have as a teenager, as a member of Judaism, but also understanding the different aspects of teenage life in an international community, especially in a land that means so much to me. Being an American, this is my first time in Israel. I've never had a connection to Israel before, but knowing that I have teens who are just like myself, who are here on this land that means so much to us as a culture, as a religion, all the above, it really means a lot to me.
What do you feel that you could learn from them?
The great love for Israel that not every Israeli have, and a lot of Americans have strong feeling and want to help Israel and to go to Israel, visit, donate money to Israel, support Israel in every way they can.
I think it kind of opens people's minds to what is out there and to what is Israel really. More than just touring around Israel, then you get to really see what life is like, and we get to explore some of the issues.
What do you feel that you learn from the Americans you meet?
I just learned that they have missed a lot, that the difference between hearing things about Israel and seeing them are two different completely things.
This program actually started 14 years ago as the vision of philanthropist Helen Diller to really empower Jewish teenagers to come into their own, to be empowered with the skills and the resources and the tools to be passionate about changing the world and making the world a better place, and to do it through a Jewish lens, to really be in touch with reclaiming their sense of Jewish identity. I think there's a lot that gets learned on both sides, in both directions. I think that the Israelis certainly learn a lot about what it means to be part of a minority and to think about what pluralistic Judaism can look like, that the United States and Canada certainly has a different model than has existed in the past in Israel, and what it means to really choose to be Jewish and to consciously engage in your Jewish identity when it's not something that can just be taken for granted by your surroundings. And certainly on the North American side, they learn a lot from their Israeli peers about what does it mean to be engaged in a Jewish homeland, and what is this Jewish peoplehood concept that we are all, in fact, one people.